What's good, yo? We back, RTTV.
Gang.
And if it's your first time here, it definitely won't be your last. Make sure you kill, murder, and
Smash
that subscribe button.
And check out that Patreon. We got early and full reactions, a lot of lit shows, animes like One Piece and Naruto, live actions just like Brooklyn Nine-Nine and more. And a yearly subscription will give you a month for free. Join up the fam, baby.
And make sure you give this video a like and check out our Sweet Home reaction. And make sure that you also follow us on Twitch, RTTV5, where we react to some of your favorite movies, TV shows, and play some of your favorite video games. So follow and subscribe.
So you heard it right. You heard Jerry say, check out our Sweet Home reaction. We did a reaction to episode 1, and we loved it. It was a great show. If you guys haven't checked it out, make sure you go do that now.
Yep.
And then today we're here to kind of discuss the differences between the actual webtoon. So if you guys didn't know, Sweet Home is originated as a webtoon. Go check it out now if you want to read it. And then Netflix did a live action adaptation to the entire series in 10 episodes, and it's available now. So after having the opportunity to both read the webtoon and watch the series, like, what do you guys think is the kind of the major differences? Or you guys think they did a great job adapting the actual webtoon to the series, or do you guys think there's like some differences that they could have done better on, or just different in general? It just depends on you. What do you guys think?
I think that being a man that really love gory shit, I love how graphic this show is. Feel me? I'm a man that pride from watching Evil Dead, the old and new version, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Hills Have Eyes. The show beautifully showed gore, where I feel like the webtoon didn't show as much gore as the show showed. Like, with moments, the nose is just dripping blood down to the monsters, and like even to the visualization of like the eyes when they show them actually transforming. Like the webtoon, you can't see that transformation as you could put in a show. So I feel like with that, it's some shit that like it gave me the chills. Like when I'm watching Silent Hill, like I was souped on watching it with these guys with the light on and stuff like that. I told y'all, if I'm solo dolo, I'm not doing it, bro. And I think that's the beauty of the show, because I can I can read the webtoon and be fine. It's not going to give me the sensation that this show gave me. So I think they did a superb job, giving like that type of chilling, gory feel to the actual show.
It's kind of what I have to say is kind of what the opposite of what you just said with the gore. I like the webtoon better because I feel like the gore in the show was just like a little bit, at times was just a little bit more excessive. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, I think it was the scene where his nose was bleeding, and like how it was just showing you the close up of the blood. It was just like for me personally, I was just kind of like, all right, for me, that's a little bit, that scene particularly is a little bit too much. Granted, the show was great, but I feel like the webtoon is kind of easier to digest too, especially when we're talking about the story, because it's shorter. The chapters are shorter than an episode of the show. Episode of 50 minutes. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot in one episode.
Yeah, exactly. Like I felt like I could really, like me, I'm a faster reader, so I feel like I can get like a few. I could read a whole chapter in like less than 5 minutes, rather than sitting here and watching the 50-minute show. Although I did really enjoy the show, and I usually do watch a lot more TV than I actually read. Yeah. But I felt like to Jerry's point, I felt like as I'm reading the chapters on the webtoon, they leave like it's a horror story. Yep. So I feel like I'm more in my head as I'm reading the suspense. You know what I'm saying? I'm flicking through the images like, oh shit, what's about to happen? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm more in my head about it. And even when they're showing me the images of the monsters, because I'm reading it and I have the imagination in my head, I think this is just me. I just think more of the monster than they're actually showing me. Whereas, like at least more to the imagination for me. Whereas I'm watching the show, I feel like they depicted the monster, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
That's the reality. You can't change it.
Exactly. And I feel like it was still scary, but it was more scarier to me and more suspenseful to me to read the actual webtoon, and imagine some of the things that were happening in between slides than having it presented to me on the show.
See, I feel like I'm in the middle of you two for, like, in the case of, I think we could have condensed the episode a little bit. Like, I could definitely understand that 50 minutes I think was a lot, but as a person that is like I'm kind of introing to animation in general. So to look at it, for me, I'm still so used to watching, like Walking Dead, from everything that we've watched. I'm so used to watching things. So like when I watched it, like that opening scene, I didn't get that same feeling in the webtoon. Like the opening scene when he comes out.
Yeah, in the
Yeah,
snow.
because that wasn't presented that way
Exactly.
in the beginning of the webtoon. Yeah, they kind of just went into his story about losing his parents and stuff. So yeah, I feel you. Like they didn't do that, and that was more cinematic, which I enjoyed.
Very, yeah.
And I think like the way they scored it, like, and I'm not that I necessarily care a lot for the goriness, but it definitely was like a lot more shock value
For sure.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when it happened in the show, like the mojo, I was like, oh shit! Like y'all seen us in the initial video how we acted when we seen that. Like I don't feel like I get that as much from the webtoon. So that's one of the things that I really liked about it.
I think for me, I definitely I'm going fully with the show because I feel like it definitely gives you more of an impact of what the person's trying to make you feel. And I feel like in the show, the main point is to make you feel uncomfortable. Like this is not supposed to be pretty. This is supposed to be disgusting. It's supposed to be that eerie feeling. And I feel like with the webtoon, I feel like that's like the beginning stages. That's like you only could display so much of your ideas, I feel like, through writings and paintings, where in the show you're still gonna get the dialogue, but you're gonna get sound with it, you're gonna get visual effects with it, and people remember sometimes people don't remember what you say with what they read, but they remember how it made them feel.
Yeah.
And I feel like I will never forget how when I watched that show how it made me feel.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something that it's hard to get in a book, where I feel like movies and cinema reaches out more. And I feel like if I'm gonna put a friend onto the show or onto this story, I feel like it's easier for someone to watch than read. So I feel like the show to me is just more people are gonna get the story. So that's another reason why I like it, because I know, I want someone to feel the way I felt. But I know if I give them the webtoon, I don't think they will. So, and then overall, I just think reading both. Like, I feel like you could get entertained by both, but I'll definitely go with the show.
Yeah.
I feel because the medium of like TV is more popular, I would say.
Of course.
But I feel like if you're a reader, it's like reading The Shining and then watching the movie.
Yeah.
Reading The Shining, you're terrified throughout majority of the book, and that feeling could last longer. I feel like while watching the TV show, I feel like it's short lived. And that's why and it kind of contradicts my point, because I'm kind of saying like, the pacing is off. Like I could read faster, but I feel like I maintain to that suspense reading it a lot longer than watching the show, because they have a show in the show they pace it a little different. Like, and not everything is meant to be suspenseful. You know what I'm saying? Where in the show is like, all right, we're gonna start the suspense here, and it's gonna build up to when he opens his mouth, and that's the height of it. You know what I'm saying? Where I feel like while I'm reading is a few chapters, like they start giving you a little bit here. You know what I'm saying? It might go like 2-3 chapters, but I'm reading, and I'm maintaining that suspense throughout maybe 15 minutes rather than just those 5 minutes that the show had catered to that part of the show. The scene, you know what I'm saying?
See, that's why I don't agree with right there. Cause bro, honestly, I can't get the image of multiple scenes. It's not even just the scene where his jaw drops. It's the scene when the girl's banging on the
when it was
door.
like, yo, come to the next room.
Yeah.
Like, the feeling I felt when like the girl was in this, she's like, I was like, yo,
that's still right here. Yeah, that's some shit. Like when you said short lived, there's a lot of things in my life, bro, and I can say that this is another thing that reinforces it, that once I see it, I can't unsee it, bro. It's like that shit is here for life, cause I'm telling you, I seen a lot of gory shit, and that's why I was so shocked at the show, cause they took it to a whole nother level, and the imagination, it still continues, cause like, all right, well, homie that dropped his mouth, right? Cool, they gave me a visualization of that, and I can't imagine him in a different light, because that's it. That's the reality of how he looks. But now the imagination continues of like, nigga, imagine if I was there and I saw that nigga. So now I'm watching this shit like, if this dude was in front of me, the way I don't know, I'm running, I don't know if I'm stomping out his tongue. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, but my imagination is still running, because I'm like, bro, where do we go from here? Now I know how it looks.
I think that it's definitely the thing that we I feel like you're understanding it more through the show due to a thing that you can't get in the webtoon. I feel like the body language. Like I feel like the scene where the dude was the old guy was so scared. And remember, he was like, "What's he doing?" Like I feel like in the webtoon, it showed it like a picture of it, but I didn't understand how terrified he was until seeing that scene, and he didn't actually say a word or anything. You were just literally reading his body language, and I feel like the body language plays such an important element to the show, which you can't get in the webtoon.
I think that with reading with the webtoon, one of the biggest things is even like with stories, comic books, and even just books, like for example, me reading Harry Potter, I think getting that visualization, it kind of expands like your creativity reading that too. Because let's say if the webtoon did well, in this case the webtoon had pictures, but it's just like you could see how this is played out, like if you were to bring it to something like this, you know what I'm saying? That's why like I enjoyed it. That's why I enjoyed it more, because like I'm seeing it play out. I'm seeing it not even just play out if I put it on the screen. I'm seeing it play out from not the perspective of the show, but from I can create my own perspective.
And that's my thing. I feel you because I feel like I'm watching the show and it's somebody else's interpretation.
Yeah.
While I'm reading it and I can interpret it myself and I can add things. Because I feel like the drawings are more just like a base of what's going on.
Yeah.
Where the show is more like
This is what's happening.
Yeah. And that's why I enjoyed the webtoon a lot more than the show. But you guys saying, I think it really just
it's a preference thing.
I think it's
sure.
a preference. You're definitely right. It's definitely a preference.
Because regardless, both of them were enjoyable. Both of them was digestible. It's just more about like, what do you want and how do you like it being presented to you and stuff like that. For me, nigga, that live adaptation was what I needed. I don't even need to think beyond that because my imagination is not going beyond that. That was actually that surpassed my imagination of what them shits could look like.
I needed, like for me, I needed that first scene. Like that first scene, like that was the hooker for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm in it now. Like now I really want to know what's going on, and you didn't get that in the website.
Yeah.
So like, I definitely think those parts that were left out, I wanted those.
Yeah.
For sure.
Great job both ways though.
Amazing job from Webtoons, amazing job from Netflix. If you guys haven't checked out the series, make sure you go do that now.
Yes, sir.
It's your boy Wells, the Anime King. Make sure you follow me at Wells_RT.
Get him, Wells.
And if it's your first time here, it definitely won't be your last. Make sure you kill, murder, and
smash
that subscribe button.
Yo, I am the man, the myth, the maniac, Wilkins_RT. They were both of them were amazing. The webtoon and the show. Yo, just check out Sweet Home in general.
That's a fact. Patrick RT, like my boy said, man, do yourself a favor and check out both. I mean, it's a thrilling ride to see, the original, then go into the live adaptation. You're going to be scared of shit regardless.
Yo, it's your boy Rob City RT.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy DC. And let us know in the comments which one you guys like the best. But for me, it's a live action thing. You feel me?
For all y'all manga readers out there, y'all know where I stand on this shit. Make sure you go read it on the webtoon right now. You read it a lot quicker. You get that sense of fear in your body. Reading that shit the whole way through. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And that settles it at
the round table.
Drop that heat.